Hey, welcome. Got some most disturbing files by the FBI. So without further ado, let's get to it.
I thought it was fake until I went on the CIA.gov and found it.
Here we go.
And I was like, what am I looking at? Okay, so we've talked about before Project Stargate.
Yes.
Remember?
Yep.
That's the remote viewing.
Yes.
Well, apparently, so Project Stargate was started in the 70s, 1970s. In 1985, they started a new project called Project Sunstreak, which sounds pretty similar to Stargate, except they did more like obscure things for remote viewing. So some instances would be like they had remote viewers within Project Sunstreak that would do drug busts all over the world. And there's one guy who was 50% effective. So he would just sit in a room, and they would give him a map, and he's like, they're going to be here, here, here. 50% of the time he was always right. With big drug busts.
That's nuts.
But there was one that I said this has to be a joke, not a joke. This was a real mission in Project Stargate, and
CIA government document.
yes,
CIA.
okay, and I have the document right here. It's on CIA.gov. This was training target 0209 is the Ark of the Covenant.
What?
This is so clever.
What are they doing with it?
On December 5th, 1988, this one man, for his training exercise, was to find the Ark of the Covenant. And what he wrote was bone-chilling. What he saw.
Antarctica.
Okay, no.
Pyramids.
I'm just going to read what he said.
Yeah.
It's not that long.
Directly from .gov.
Yeah. So this is the official, his, what do you call it?
Debrief.
Or he was viewer number 032. So viewer 32. Like, this is what he said about the Ark of the Covenant. Target is in a container. This container has another container inside of it. The target is fashioned of wood, gold, and silver. The target is similar in shape to AOL, which I don't know what that means, a coffin, and is decorated with seraphim. See sketch, page 16.
So they're describing it.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
he's viewing it, and they're writing down. The target is located somewhere in the Middle East, as the language spoken by individuals present seem to be Arabic. Visuals of surrounding buildings indicated the presence of a mosque, domes, ? See page 12. Individuals in the area were clothed in virtually all white, had black hair and dark eyes. One figure I homed in on wore a mustache. There's just the one guy.
Can't trust him.
It's probably named Keith.
My stepdad's up to no good.
The target is hidden underground. Dark and wet were all aspects of the location of the target. The purpose of the target is to bring people together. See page 16. It has something to do with ceremony, memory, homage, and the resurrection.
What?
There is an aspect of spirituality, information, lessons, and historical knowledge far beyond what we know. The target, this is the part. The target, being the Ark of the Covenant, is protected by entities. See page 14. And can only be opened by those who are authorized to do so. This container will not / cannot be opened until the time is deemed correct. Once it is time to open the container, the mechanics of the lock system will be found to be fairly simple. Individuals opening the container by prying or striking are destroyed by the container's protectors. See page 17. Through the use of a power unknown to us. That is a CIA document.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, dude. Entities?
It's protected by entities.
And it's only authorized people can go. Like, who's authorized?
The Levites.
I don't I mean, golly, dude. It's wet and it's dark. Entities are protecting it.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
But
And what's interesting is he says seraphim on the thing, but then he refers to entities too.
Yeah, well, and the entities are protecting it.
yeah, outside. Not a part of it.
Well, no, it's weird is I heard the thing. Apparently, after this, there was a briefing about this within the CIA, and this was a training exercise. This is what he came away with. But the man knew not. He did not know how to speak Arabic. He knew nothing of the Middle East.
Yeah.
And so they're saying a lot of the pictures that he drew and whatnot, and the words that he said, lined up a lot with Ethiopia, because they have a very Middle Eastern architect or buildings and stuff. And there's that one place where they claim the Ark of the Covenant is, and the guards in it, they typically dress in like all white and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, there's a good chance that it's in Ethiopia.
Well, that's always been the thought. So, like, what's stopping, if it is there, and even dumb people like me know that, like, it's rumored to be there. Has the government never made a trip to Ethiopia like that? Has there ever been?
They definitely have.
I mean, has there ever been, like, weird things like how they shut down
that's the conspiracy, is that they found this out. Like, we don't think that's the Middle East. We think you're talking about Ethiopia. The conspiracy is that the CIA went and apprehended the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
The first thing you need to learn in your existence is how your reality works, and this is straight from the government. It doesn't matter if Jesus comes to you, Allah comes to you, Buddha, Muhammad. You are so powerful that whatever you think, you will create. I think, therefore I am. Whatever you believe, you will perceive. What you don't realize is a belief is a toxic and dangerous attitude towards your reality. After all, if it is there, it does not require you to believe in it. But if it is not there, why believe in it? I don't believe in math. I know math. I don't believe in English. I know English. I know my parents are my parents. I don't believe that they are my parents. The law of awareness is being used against you, because in the law of awareness, no action will come from a non-belief. So your actions are being derived from beliefs and concepts given to you. But once you awaken out of that, you are in a state of knowing, and you are no longer bound to those restrictions. If we collectively manifest heaven on earth, there would be heaven on earth, because that is the belief and the reality that we are creating. But the reality we are creating is not from us. It is from the system, and the system wants you to think that heaven is separate from us. Heaven is up there, when heaven is really truly down here. This system is meant to control you, just like you pay your taxes. Do you really think that we are supposed to be birthed here in this beautiful place, pay taxes, and slave away? If you are paying your taxes, that is the dumbest thing you can do. The Pentagon has failed their audit for the 5th time in a row. The 5th fucking time in a row. That's your tax money. That's trillions of dollars gone. They're just like, we don't know where it is. And you wonder why we have hell on earth. It's because the trillions of dollars that they're taking from us are being spent elsewhere to manifest God knows what and fuck with our reality. If I can't convince you, then I'm sure that the Project Bluebeam is gonna convince you, and that's not fucking good. And you guys don't even realize we are one nation. They give you the image that we're not. BlackRock literally advises our government. They have their tentacles in everything, in every stream of media and government that exists. And people don't know this. Look up Michael Pyle and look up who Mike Pierce is. Advisors to Biden and Kamala Harris. They're not just lying about a few things. They are lying about everything. And I'm over here trying to help you elevate out of it. Whilst you guys fight amongst each other saying, my religion's right and yours is wrong. You don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. When the reality is, all religions are correct allegorically. But the thing is, you can't wrap your head around it because it will invalidate a portion of your life. That is the paradigm that I am fighting. I am fighting this paradigm of consciousness that can't accept change. So forget anything that I've said. The first thing you need to learn is how your fucking perception and reality works first, and then go start reading. If I believe in Jesus, Jesus will appear to me as my highest self, because that is what makes me feel safe. But the reality is, I will feel and think that Jesus is separate from me, and that is the real Jesus, and it's not me. And what you need to realize is you are the Christ within. Just like, oh, I saw Allah. Allah came to me in my dream. That's not Allah. That is you and your highest self. If I believe in the Galactic Federation will come to me and appear to me because I feel safe that way. I'll start speaking in light language. Just Just like if I'm Christian, I'll start speaking in tongues. It's the same thing. We're all doing the same thing metaphorically, but we're causing division. This is the best way I can put it for you. God is the ocean. You take a cup and you scoop out some of the water out of the ocean. Now the cup is your body, and inside the cup is your unique soul. You are God in a vessel, a unique vessel. So it's not that you are God the creator. You are an extension, an expression of God, and God is love. That is the ultimate form of God, is the purest form of love. Infinite creativity and pure positivity. Why do you think Jesus becomes one with God? It's because your soul returns back to the ocean.
Human beings have this form of elevated consciousness as does the Absolute, but in case of the latter, it is a function of energy and its associated quality of consciousness in infinity, omniscience and omnipotence in perceptual unity. When energy returns to a state of total rest within the Absolute, it returns to the continuum of consciousness in the pool of limitless, timeless perception that resides there. Thus, the more complex an energy system in the material state, the more consciousness it possesses to maintain its reality. Our consciousness, therefore, is that differentiated aspect of the universal consciousness which resides within the Absolute. It accounts for the organization of the energy patterns which constitute our physical body, but is distinctly separate from and superior to it. Since consciousness exists quite apart from and outside of reality, beyond the bounds of time-space, it, like the Absolute, has neither beginning nor end.
Reality has both a beginning and an end, because it is bounded within time-space. The fundamental quantum of energy and its associated consciousness is eternal.
When reality ends, its constituent energy simply returns to infinity in the Absolute.
When reality ends, its constituent energy simply returns to infinity in the Absolute.
Consciousness in perspective. Having ascertained that human consciousness is able to separate from physical reality and interact with other intelligences and other dimensions within the universe, and that it is both eternal and destined for ultimate return to the Absolute, we are faced with the question, so what happens then, since memory is a function of consciousness and therefore enjoys the same eternal character as the consciousness which accounts for its existence? It must be admitted that when consciousness returns to the Absolute, it brings with it all the memories it has accumulated through experience in reality.
Be admitted that when consciousness returns to the Absolute, it brings with it all the memories it has accumulated through experience in reality.
Right.
The return of consciousness to the Absolute does not imply an extinction of the separate entity which the consciousness organized and sustained in reality. Rather, it suggests a differentiated consciousness which merges with and participates in the universal consciousness and infinity of the Absolute without losing the separate identity and accumulated self-knowledge which its memories confer upon it. What it does lose is the capability for generation of independent thought holograms, since that can be done only by energy in motion. In other words,
it retains the power to perceive but loses the power of will or choice.
in exchange, however, this consciousness participates in the all-knowing infinite continuum of consciousness which is a characteristic of energy in the ever-present. Consequently, it is accurate to observe that when a person experiences the out-of-body state he is, in fact, projecting that eternal spark of consciousness and memory which constitutes the ultimate source of his identity to let it play in and learn from dimensions both inside and outside the time-space world in which his physical component currently enjoys a short period of reality.
The first thing you need to learn.
I thought it was fake until I went on